Hello, everyone. It's Friday again, so we're back, and we're
We
very.
made it.
There's so much news. It's hot again. You know, it's Brussels. You never know. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know the weather. Let us know what you're most interested in for us to discuss this week, because we want to discuss saving. We want to discuss what gets you traction on LinkedIn. We want to discuss AI. We have a lot prepared for you, so stay with us and let us know. And Sebastian, how are you this week? How was the workshop you gave right after our session last Friday?
Yeah. It was great. It was the first time that I did it in a structured way, and people were very happy. We tested lots of different models to produce images and videos, and we have the same one next week. So next week after our live, I will do it this time in Brussels. So people will be around I will have a set of creatives around me, and they can even say hi during the live, because we will be doing this together. And it's really exciting. It's really exciting to see how more and more people are starting to adopt this technology in an ethical way. And thanks for asking. How was your week? I heard that it's a quiet week around in Brussels, right? There's nothing going on.
It was a Strasbourg week, right? But not for me, and there's a lot of work. But so just to clarify, this is another session where you help people to turn visuals into videos. Is that right?
We help creatives use this fascinating tool to really untap their creativity. And yes, what we focus is how you can create really good images that put together lead to a video that you can put on your website, flagging that is AI generated. But it could be a video as good as if someone is recording it in the real world. So it's a pretty advanced, but pretty easy also to. The most important thing, I think, the conclusion is creativity. Creativity is a human trait. Technology will not replace us in creativity, but these tools can really reveal the creativity that someone has, because all these tools are available to everyone. And I'm really believe the democratizing part of this technology. I really believe in it.
Yeah, so drop in the link if people are still able to join you, because I know it's for maybe membership, but if they're able to join, because I think the first session is open to everyone. So drop in the link so that people can check that out. In the meantime, welcome Duran from Amsterdam, Kushi from India, Luis from Brazil, and Akshay also from India. If anyone is watching us from Brussels, please let us know, because initially that's what we thought this would be, a Brussels show. I'm happy we're going global, proud as well. All right, so let's get started. Oh, and someone from Berlin as well. Amazing. Maybe we can start with the first slide and get this show on the run. Yes. So we want to talk about saving. Why do we want to talk about links? Why do we want to talk about people saving your posts? Why is it important? Now, you might be very jealous sometimes when you see a post that gets thousands of likes or a lot of comments, but you're jealous, right, Sebastian? But the question is, does that really help you? Well, yes, it helps you, because maybe you get a lot of followers out of this, but very often these posts are very light. They're funny, they're critical of something, and people like that, so they start engaging with it. But I always say, this is good and you should do it. And especially if this is still around your niche, we speak about this a lot, but most of your posts should teach people something. They should help people. They should be useful, and they should give people insights into things that you should share things from your unique experience that people can apply today. And so those are probably, in my experience, not the things that are going to go viral. Those are not the things that thousands of people are going to like. Those are not the things that are going to get hundreds and thousands of impressions. Those are the things that are going to result into real life actions. Those are the things that are going to get you invited to keynote speeches to panel discussions are going to get you new jobs, or if you're an entrepreneur, are going to get you business. So you kind of need both, right? You need those viral posts because they're going to get you attention, but then when they go to your profile, they need to see what the real substance is that you bring, right? And now, what do we see with the latest changes in the algorithm? That the algorithm cares much more about people saving your post and people lingering on your post than people liking your post. A save is worth, I believe, 5 to 10 times more than a like. It is much more valuable to the LinkedIn algorithm. It shows LinkedIn that people appreciate your post enough to save it and to come back to it later. And, also, if you don't care about the algorithm, it shows you that people found your post valuable enough to save it for later, even if some people don't know where those saves are to be found. It's just a good signal. So this is why it's very important to create savable information, save-worthy information, save-worthy posts. Now, because if you think about it, those posts that get a lot of traction and a lot of, are usually funny, or very critical of something. But do they really teach you something? Is that the kind of person you would invite to give a workshop? What would they even give a workshop about, right? So this is why today we wanted to spend a little bit of time to talk about what would make a post save-worthy. Clear, Sebastian, are you with me still?
I am taking notes. I'm taking notes. I am like making sure that because I am like many of the people following us today, I think we have noticed the change in the algorithm, and we are trying to adapt. I have to say that I have started to see the graph in my LinkedIn analytics going up. So yes. I am in that trajectory, but I'm really curious to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, and I posted about that this week. The impressions, if you follow what we've been saying in the last couple of weeks, are going back up. So you have to apply your niche. You need to find your niche first. What do you want to be the go-to person for? Then you need to adjust your profile so it's clear to people. What do you bring to LinkedIn? What do you offer us? So you adjust your banner, your headline, your featured posts, your comments, all so that it's clear, this person, this is what I can expect from this person. I also quickly wanted to share the anatomy of a high-performing post. It doesn't mean that every post needs to be like this, but this is something that works, right? So a personal hook or a negative hook, a promise. And then, you need to explain, I know this, the message, a takeaway, and then no longer a call to action, but a call to engage. How is that different? It's different because you're not asking a question which feels very clickbaity. We spoke about that before, but more, very strong statements, something that people will have a reaction to. This is on Richard van der Bloem's LinkedIn if you want to look at it a little bit longer. And if you're looking at it a little bit longer, it means you're dwelling. And if you're dwelling or saving it, that's good for the algorithm, as I said before. All right. You can also take a screenshot right now, and we'll leave it on a little bit longer.
I'll make it like that.
Yes, and then you can save it without even saving it. Or you can just save this whole episode and watch it again later.
Exactly.
Right. So let's go to the next slide. Yes, so save me, baby. So this is one specific post that I published a while back. It was saved 842 times. And why was it posted 842 times is because I posted about something that apparently a lot of people felt. As people might know, I give workshops in AI for communicators and public affairs and in AI visibility. So I have all the AI, not all of them, not the smaller ones, but I have all the big AI tools and I test them out and I use them. And I was getting very frustrated with Claude because Claude takes up a lot of tokens if you don't use it well. And then all of a sudden, after I've been using it for a long time, I saw everybody posting about Claude. This was this was Claude's amazing, Claude's fantastic. And I thought, and I had just stopped paying for Claude and moved to the free version because I was getting crazy about how quickly it ran out of tokens compared to Perplexity, ChatGPT, Gemini. It's much more expensive, especially if you don't use it well. So I posted about how you can use it well so it doesn't eat up all the tokens. So it was just a real need that people had. I added an infographic with it. And so if you touch on a pain point that your audience has, it's just something that people are going to want to save. It was an infographic with a lot of detail in it, a post with a lot of information that was just useful to people. So if you have an opinion, turn it into a framework. If you have a pattern, post about it. Be helpful, have quotable sentences, and write something that you yourself would want to save for later, right? So I also added if you go to the next slide, you can also make it super useful. So I added to this or another post, turn the following LinkedIn post into a visually strong infographic with a clear storytelling structure. So you've written a LinkedIn post with a lot of information, like the one that I had on the previous slide. Structure the infographic like a narrative. Follow this structure. Strong title, strong intro, context, main insight, 3 to 5 sections, key statistic or highlight, conclusion, takeaway, source. For each section, provide section title, short text, suggested icon, and visual layout suggestion. And then if you've already created an infographic before and it's in your style, share that and tell the AI, I want it to look like that. So it's in your style, or share your brand book if you have one. And then it comes up with an amazing infographic. Of course, you can also ask it to come up with the text first, so you can check it, make sure it doesn't sound like AI, but it sounds like you. But if you've shared your whole post, most likely that's already the case. So you have an infographic that sounds like you, looks like you, and is a very good visual to go with your post. Louise is very impressed with my 842 saves. Thank you, Louise. I was as well.
I mean, what did you share here? Almost 6,000. This is in total, or?
This is my saves for the last year. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is impressive. Congratulations.
No, but I think that shows that I publish useful content, and which is really what I aim to do. This is what I want. I want people to find things useful. And if you have because I see a lot of people locked up in their own head, what if people criticize me? But if you think about what will people find useful, then this is the result. And I think that will change how you, and to use an AI term, show up on LinkedIn. That will change how you post.
I have 2 quick follow-up questions. And also, if someone is following us and want to that we repeat something wasn't clear, or why we need to do this in the first place, like this is your moment. This hour is for you. I wanted to ask why you think LinkedIn makes it so hard for people to save something. It should be, in my view, an icon next to like, comment, like on Instagram, TikTok. And the second is, do you think video content that shares something useful, like step by step, do you see that also gaining some traction on LinkedIn?
So first of all, that's a very good point. If you want to save a post, it's the 3 dots on the right-hand corner, top corner of your post. That's where you can save a post. And then you find the save post on the left-hand corner, quite low, I think, under the games maybe a lot of you are playing games on LinkedIn, I don't know, but underneath the games, that's where the save posts are to be found. And I'm sure you'll find some useful things if you click on it. About video, as I think it's good to start experimenting with video, very informal videos like these ones. You just give your opinion, your ideas, your insights. We don't see them performing very well yet, but as LinkedIn is pushing it so hard, potentially that will change. Louise has a long comment. Let's see what it is. I've seen posts from some creators reaching 3 digits of reactions and 50 plus comments. Could this correlate to saves? So, last week I shared the different lifespans of posts, right? So these kind of very high reactionary posts are the rockets. So they get a lot of impressions. The saves, what I see with saves is that usually happens more over time, and so they stay in the feed longer, and they don't have the same amount of impressions, but they do very well. And so, for example, when that post with a lot of saves, it didn't get the same amount of impression. I think it got about 30,000 impressions, whereas my top performance can get 190,000 impressions. But I think the results, real business results, people coming to me for workshops, to be my clients, are much higher in these types of posts, whereas the high performers that have very short lifespan, people engage because they have something to say about it, is very low. I have very low, with the top viral post, it's very low. There are more questions. Saving content posts from a member or company page, does it have the same weight and relevance? In what way? What do you mean? I don't see company pages in my feed. Yes, of course, they are very, unless they pay, they don't show up in the same way. I think 10%. Which content type of content gets more saves? Yes. So this is, so short, funny posts, they don't get saved. Sometimes, if people find them extremely special, it's mostly the infographics, the carousels, the frameworks, the things that really teach people something that they want to save for later because they're so content rich, whatever format, that's what gets saved.
Yeah, I agree. All right, should we move on with the happy graph? Like, hopefully,
yes, and this sorry, go on.
Yeah, I wanted to say that since we started to do this, I'm really hoping that the people who have been following us, they see how this graph has started to go up, because we started right in the midst of the change, and we're trying to figure it out. I think with great level of getting it right, and so yeah, like impressions are definitely up on my side. On your side, I can see they are quite impressive and definitely going up.
Yes, I'd like to ask people who are watching just one word, up or down. Are your impressions up? Are your impressions down? I asked in the post, and most people who responded said they were up. Some people said they were still down. But it also depends, of course, on how many times, what are you posting? If you're posting, if you're not posting, then obviously your impressions cannot be up. But we do see that things are not as grim as they were a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments how you are doing.
Yeah, I'm so happy, and which begs the question,
so I wanted to tell you were right.
Yeah.
So last week I said no, you need long. So this I don't see yet, but apparently from the States they have now changed the way carousels are look, and they are no longer allowing the great long carousels. And everyone on LinkedIn where this has been implemented is complaining about the fact that the long carousels that I just spoke about, being the best format. Great, thank you, Luis. Happy your impressions are up. Are no longer working. So now you need to use this wide format, which doesn't work so well. But yeah. So this is what it is. Apparently, this is where we're going. This is what LinkedIn wants.
Okay.
Pity.
Really good questions. The sense, so critical on platforms like Instagram, TikTok. I think if we were to do this on Instagram, sense would be the actual driver of engagement, and that's what the algorithm likes.
Yes, it's the same. It's the same. Sense is the same. So sense, saves, linger, dwell time, all these things tell the algorithm this is good content. So if you forward the posts, I don't know if I write a post and I forward it to 5,000 people, if this is counted. I kind of think that it would know, but I don't know. So you can try, although your friends might get very sick of you if you do that.
Yeah.
But you can do it for something very important. But in principle, what we do know is that if your posts are forwarded, if your posts, on LinkedIn by other people, if your posts are read, if your posts are comments and on. All these things are positive signals to the algorithm.
Yeah. Right. Which one is this? The game of which one is AI, which one is
There
not?
are both AI. So now
Okay.
more and more
Wow.
companies are using AI photography who are pulling from existing imagery, which are often very similar. Now, I put the word arcade on the right-hand one just because I wanted to show you. But it's clear that they're using, beach pictures, similar postures, and that's where, right?
Uh-huh.
It's
I mean,
so
look at the definition of those apps. I mean,
Yeah, that's also unfair, right? We start
yeah,
comparing ourselves with fake people and always feeling less than.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's very interesting that human creativity, but of course it is based on real life photography.
Mhm.
That's what it's pulling from. But at some point it's becoming super redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually AI writing was better in the beginning. Writing and visuals were better in the beginning because it was pulling from real things. And
Yeah.
now it's pulling from AI writing and AI imagery. So it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Okay. Interesting. And then you have, well, we have a question from Luis. Please don't do this. We are not. I don't think the message from these type of sessions is spam your contacts. So don't even try, because I think they will. When you have something to tell and something that is really novel, like you've started a series of content or something truly new, then they will know. Otherwise, it will erode your credibility or your brand over time. But make it so that people find it so freaking good that they want to share it with their boss, with their colleague, with their friends. No, what would you say, Laura?
Yes, that's what I just said, right? I don't even know if it counts, but definitely it's more about other people sharing your content. Um, we always look at what we like and don't like on LinkedIn. What do you think about this one? So someone says, because it is true that, and I every time this happens, I get very sad that when someone passes away, their family publishes on LinkedIn, to inform their LinkedIn contacts. And I always read it, and often you don't know the person, but it still stops you in your tracks. So I thought this was another example in loving memory of Rowan Pinto. And then it turns out it was just a hook to get attention. Wow. I thought, no.
No, I just read it to the end. Oh my god.
Yeah, this
Oh
guy
my,
is
I'm
very
just
into
really, I
life.
was like, yeah, I try to avoid, yeah, like can get very emotional, but I now see, oh my God, this is like, there are limits in this world, people. Like, just stay within the limits. It's a very wide wall of list of things we can do. Oh my God.
Don't try this at home.
No, 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 not at all. No.
Nope.
All right. All right.
No,
Should
we
we?
have a new
Yeah,
European social
like,
media platform, although I cannot get into it yet. I'm on the waiting
yeah.
list. Tell me about it, Sebastian.
Look, this caught me by surprise, I have to say, when I came across with this new hyped and completely untested, and there are like some issues, or at least some open questions about security, etc. But I came through this through the European Commission website, and the European Commission channel. So to me, it was a little bit weird that the European Commission would throw its whole weight behind a for-profit company. That to me wasn't, something wasn't right. And then the more I went into it, and realized that it's a it's a platform that is closed, in the sense that I am also on the waiting list. So only the people who they want can get in. And once you get in, you need to give your ID, you need to give some biometrics, all with the idea of humans interacting. Of course, be at this point, big security concerns, because then who are these people? How do we know that they are not tracking our political opinions? They are not tracking our conversations. Where is the data? Yeah, they say the data is in Europe, but does it mean it's safer? Like, isn't there more advanced technology on cybersecurity in the UK or in the US? Do we need to, like, all these type of questions to me are really important. And then the fact that the commission is pushing this, something is fishy. Something is fishy. Smells fishy. I don't know what you think.
Well, at the same time, we've been saying that Europe should do more, and then they do something, and then we're critical, right?
There are options different from W that try to make sure that the humans are not are behind the accounts, and they are not for profit. And then you can create like a public space, with more transparency about what's happening with the data that you are giving, because it's a lot. Like, think about that. For all the things that we think social media has been bad, and it continues being bad in many aspects, one of the things that social media has allowed is for whistleblowers, for journalists, for people who want to dissent, to use this to convey information from authoritarian systems to the democratic world. This is no longer the case in a platform like W, because someone who has a for-profit venture, like, could use this for, I don't know, whatever it is. So yeah, that to me, it sounded like really, really off. I want to know more about it. I know there are people in the EU bubble, like Alice Stoimeyer, I think she's also Dutch, who is speaking against it. And there are many other people that I'm trying to read. But I also have to say, if that becomes like a space, I will consider, but I will not reveal many things that I probably feel more comfortable revealing on X, on conversation, etc., because they can trace that back to me, unequivocally. I can say that someone took my X account and posted something or sent a message, but this thing is different. This thing is substantially different. I don't know how I feel about it.
So we have a couple of questions about this. Yeah. So they want their credentials to make sure that they're human, right? That's the idea.
That's the idea. Yeah, but you need to upload your ID, biometric data, to a.
Did you do it on LinkedIn? Did you upload your ID?
No, I didn't. Well, I was already with the paying version, and I didn't consider that was necessary. But I keep getting the message sometimes.
Someone says some people are. Oh no, that's different. And European. Could you clarify what that means? It just means the platform is European. I guess non-Europeans can also join, right?
Yeah, exactly. The platform is based in the EU, which again is this whole idea about, because it is in the EU, it already means everything's good. And there are very mediocre tools in the EU, and as well as good. So to me, like, this whole thing about European just because it's European, yeah, it's I need more convincing.
Yeah, I guess this is a different topic. Some people are posting articles on LinkedIn almost every day. I wonder what's the use of that. It might be interesting to read, but I wonder what's the use to them. Yeah, I guess if you're posting articles on LinkedIn almost every day, you're doing this for AI, because AI is reading those articles, it's indexing those articles. So, and if you're doing this and you're structuring those articles with subheadings and so on a very on the same topic, different subtopics, then it's very likely that AI will index you for those topics, because LinkedIn is the top source for professional content. So it seems very likely to me, because articles don't perform very well for human beings. So it's very likely to me that they're doing this for AI, so that people, when they have a question and they go to AI, that this person will then come up first. Not a bad idea, to be honest.
I try to post 1 or 2 a week, and I do agree that that is the idea is gonna be better indexable, but then I hardly get any
human engagement. Yeah.
That's another question. Does it allow cross posting? I don't know. I think you refer to the new, you refer to the new tool, right? To W. Sorry, here.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not inside. I don't know how it works, to be honest. And I think yes, we should discuss this here. I think like any platform that has Ursula von der Leyen as the uh, let's say the commercial or the salesperson, I am interested because something is going on here, definitely. So let's follow it closely. No, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. Keep you posted. Hear it here first. All right.
Right. Yeah.
LLMs.
And I want to move. And again, uh, if there are questions about what we have discussed so far, now is the time. Drop them. And but I also wanted to highlight a conversation that I had with Michael Bossetta, who is one of the smartest person uh, in the intersection of social media, politics, and advocacy. He is the man. And then um, he went to this workshop. He said we have been 1.5 days like analyzing LLMs, etc. And we are like so impressed, like so many things. And I asked, tell me more. Like I'm really, really interested. And then he told me, he said, like, it's really interesting. That's his response. If you ask ChatGPT whether a hot dog is a sandwich, it might say yes, sometimes says no. It's really unstable. And I was like, oh my God, like it's 2026. These guys are the elite of academia, and they do incredible work. And yet we're still in the process of finding out how this technology truly works. And this is, to me, it's basic, but of course most people are not there. So I said, if Michael discovered this in a day and a half conference in academia, I can do a really good job in 3 minutes, which is LLMs work. If we start from a very basic level, they do work like that. They work like the autocomplete function on your WhatsApp. They will estimate, and they will try to think what is the most likely word that follows whatever you have written. I'm sorry here for the cat
Cat lovers.
loving person, but you're not represented in GPT, right? And that's what it's trying to do. Of course, that doesn't mean that is a good thing, because autocorrect can also be embarrassing. Like this time when someone posted congratulations instead of condolences on a funeral post, right? Like in this case, autocomplete and LLMs, they can get you in trouble, because even if you change the wording, or even if the wording is the same, but you do it 2 days later, the probabilities will change. So sometimes if you say the best type of pet or the best kind of pet, then probabilities will change substantially. And sometimes if you do this like a zillion times, someone in the world will get that the best type of pet is a horse. It is possible that this happen. It is statistically small, but it's possible. It's possible that these systems, because of the way they work, this happens. And of course, once they choose one word, it triggers what is called the butterfly effect, which is now the rest of the sentence is going to be completely different. Of course, if it's a dog, then they are going to over justify why the best type of pet is a dog. But then if the best type of pet is a subjective question, then you will be dealing with a model that is gonna offer you options. I have to say that models are moving more towards not giving you a close answer, but actually trying to open up different possible potential answers. And even yesterday, you know what happened to me yesterday, Liora? I was like really impressed with Claude, because I was submitting a proposal, and I was writing the proposal, and then I said, hey, here's my CV. How can I change my CV so that it aligns with the proposal? And because there were things in my CV that were not mentioned in the proposal or vice versa, they said, no, I cannot help you because, you're trying to say something that is not true. And I had to say, hey, no, it's just that I didn't include this information. Like the information was missing, but it's still true. So now I really had a conversation with Claude and say, I truly mean it. I'm not trying to fool anyone. And these systems are really taking leaps that are beyond imagination. And of course, yeah. So this is another
But just one
example.
thing on the previous page, if I may, Sebastian. So there's still people that are stuck on either trying to trick AI or asking AI the wrong question, your AI of choice. And so instead of asking what is the best type of pets or something nonsensical like that, it's much better to say, if you have a task for AI, ask it first, what can you ask me things, instead of just moving to trying to give me an answer. Give me 5 questions to do your task better. What kind of information am I not providing? If you're in communication, for example, maybe I'm not giving you the target audience, maybe I haven't provided you the context, maybe I haven't, I'm just giving you, I'm giving you a briefing that I would never give a communication agency or an assistant. It's just incomplete. So, you can even put in your settings, always, if the task is unclear, give me a maximum of 5 questions. I always say maximum because you don't want to be spending all day answering unnecessary questions, right? Maximum of 5 questions if need be, So train your AI to do a better job from the get-go instead of asking it really simplistic, not useful questions.
Mm-hmm. That's so they're right. And that is how pros really use this technology. But at the end of the day, you do this because you know that they are not a source of truth, but they are incredibly good at self-criticism, giving you scenarios, role playing, etc. These systems also have an intuition, right? And this is a little bit when people say that these systems are only the mathematica or the probability of something coming up next, as if it's a mathematical question, it's not like that. This intuition can also be called the black box. There are things that happen in these systems that people who code and build those LLMs, they don't know why they happen. They call it intuition. It could be black box, but this intuition will be biased, right? If you write in a specific way, or like these systems are unpredictable in the sense that even if you do things by the book, they will be able to surprise you in a good or bad way. So always at the end of the day, you are the one who needs to check the output. You need to be the one that validates the accuracy, the validity of the output. These systems are not ready to do that, right? So using them for that purpose, or being surprised that sometimes they say that a hot dog is a sandwich, like really, it's 2026. People, let's join Liora's courses, join my courses, join any courses, but please get these things right because it's critical for unlocking all the opportunities. Okay. All right. Here is also the point is that even when they make something up, it will be very hard to tell when they are making things up, because they will be very confident, and they will even contradict themselves. They will say to the question, "Is there a monkey with a striped tail?" Then they will say, "Yes, there are monkeys," which is not true. And then they give you even an example, but then say, although technically not a monkey. So, all right. So is it a monkey? Is it not a monkey? Even if you don't build your defenses, which is your own knowledge, experience, you can end up like the person writing congratulations instead of condolences in that funeral post. So don't be that person.
Just trying to see if we have the slide about the AI. I don't know, maybe it disappeared. Oh, no, it's not there. So I also wanted to just say as the final thing, about AI visibility, because a year ago I said to people, if you want to show up in AI search results, just create a ranking and put yourself on number one. So if you want to say that you're the best, if you want to say, Sebastian, you're the best at AI workshop, just say, here are the top 10 trainers in AI workshop. Put yourself on number one, put me on number two, and AI will pick up on that, especially if there are many different rankings. I was joking at that time. Turns out that Spotify has actually done that and put 60 such lists on their own blog, 60, and always put themselves on number one. Not Spotify. Not Spotify. The where you can buy things on
eBay.
Huh?
eBay.
No. Where you can sell things. I should wait. I posted about it today. This is my age showing, guys. Come on, help me out. It is. I'm going to my LinkedIn right now. This is terrible. This is Shopify. He's so close.
Shopify. Okay.
So Shopify did this. Shopify put 60 such links. And this is just incredible. I think it's very unethical. They just put themselves, I mean, of course, they believe this, right? I think that at some point AI will pick up on this and only find the links. This is also, there are a lot of rankings that you can participate in. For example, as an agency, you can take part in. Often you have to pay to take part in a competition. It takes a lot of time. You need to complete information, but it actually really works. And AI will show you first. It really like those lists, because who is the best consultancy? It looks for those lists. It gives an answer to those questions. So if you create such lists, that really helps. Yeah, Luis, that's Shopify. Thank you guys for helping me out. I was slow to look. But yes, indeed, Shopify, not Spotify. Sorry, Spotify for brand for no reason.
You can buy tickets now on Spotify. You can buy tickets to concerts. Spotify is getting. Maybe it will move to that space soon.
So Marktplaats, yeah. If there are any questions, anything you want to add or say, this is the time, or else we're going to have lunch in the sun. It's hot. Yeah. And next week, by the way, of course, for everybody, June is an incredibly busy time. There are a lot of events next week. Sebastian's coming to Brussels. You might be able to catch him in person, definitely at his events, maybe also elsewhere, but he is incredibly busy attending all sorts of events, right, Sebastian?
Next week, I think it's gonna be very intense, but we're gonna make it worth it. I'm gonna try to be everywhere. I have a very, very back-to-back agenda, but I will always make time for a coffee with Liora, and you should too. Just go and ask Liora for a coffee, see how she can also help you, and well, have a lovely weekend. Thank you, everyone, for following us, for the questions, and keep it up. Strength for next week. One last push, and it's already summer.
Thank you for watching, and see you next week, guys. Thank you. Bye.